Move, mole rat. You're blocking the mirror. Cody Hauer's voice sliced through the boutique like a blade. He snatched the silk scarf from Amara Wells's hands and threw it to the floor, smirking as Brett and Skylar circled like vultures. Didn't know they let your kind shop here. Skylar sneered. Phone raised to record the humiliation. Laughter echoed, cruel and eager. One store away, Sergeant Lena Wells, Special Forces and Amara's mother, was already moving, her eyes locked on them. When she stepped into the boutique, the laughter died. The boys froze beneath the steady stare of a soldier who'd ended real wars. The morning sun streamed through Riverstone Galleria's glass ceiling as Amara Wells folded the last cashmere sweater. Her Saturday shift at the boutique had been pleasant, working alongside her friend Maya Kim. "How's your mom's wrist?" Maya asked. "Better. Physical therapy is helping," Amara replied. She FaceTimed her mother about buying Aunt Geneva's birthday gift, a silk scarf from the new shipment. Sergeant Lena Wells appeared on screen, her wrist in a black brace from a recent injury. "That's perfect timing," Lena said warmly. "Your aunt's been dropping hints for months." After clocking out, Amara and Maya headed to the scarf display. The midnight blue one with gold threading caught Amara's eye. Elegant, exactly Aunt Geneva's style. That's when strange laughter floated past. She turned to find Cody Hauer with his phone pointed at her. Brett and Skylar flanked him, smirking. "Security check," Cody announced loudly. "We've got reports of suspicious activity in this area." Amara's stomach tightened. "Excuse me, I'm shopping." "Oh, shopping." Cody's eyes widened mockingly. "These are pretty expensive scarves. You sure you can afford something like this?" Heat crept up Amara's neck. "I work here," she said evenly. "Now please move." "Working here doesn't mean you can afford it," Brett chimed in. "Mind if we check those pockets?" "Just protocol." Maya stepped forward, voice shaking. "Leave her alone. We both work here." Brett's hand shot out, shoving Maya's shoulder hard enough to make her stumble. "Don't touch her," Amara warned. Brett knocked her hat off. It hit the floor with a soft pat. "There, now you look honest," he sneered. Amara bent down slowly, deliberately, and picked up her hat. She straightened up, looked Brett directly in the eyes, and said quietly, "You'll regret that." But Cody just laughed louder. "Ooh, is that a threat? Better get that on camera, Sky." Amara tried to push past them. "Come on," she said to Maya. "Let's go." But Cody grabbed her braid, yanking her backward. Pain shot through Amara's scalp. Her phone slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor. "Stop it." Maya's scream cut through the mall noise. "Help. Somebody help." But Cody and Brett were already dragging Amara toward a service corridor, their grips painful on her arms. Skylar followed, still recording. The bright mall lights gave way to fluorescent bulbs. The temperature dropped several degrees. Maya's screams seemed to fade behind them, muffled by the service door swinging shut, in the cold corridor. Cody's face twisted with cruel satisfaction. He reached out suddenly, slapping the scarf from her grip. It fluttered to the dirty floor. Then came the word. That horrible word spat at her with such venom it made her flinch. Amara's hands curled into fists. Her mother's training kicked in. Assess threats. Find exits. Stay focused. "You're not brave," she said, her voice steady. "Not without your little camera crew. Not without an audience." Brett's face reddened. "Shut up." He lunged forward, grabbing her wrist and twisting hard. Pain shot up her arm, but Amara didn't hesitate. She drove her knee up hard, catching Brett's shin. He yelped, loosening his grip just enough. She wrenched free and sprinted toward the exit, but Skylar stepped into her path, still filming. Through the service door's small window, Amara could see Maya in the mall corridor, phone pressed to her ear, speaking rapidly. Heavy footsteps approached. The service door burst open and Officer Trent Madsen filled the frame, his security uniform pressed sharp. But his eyes were hard as they landed on Amara. "Stand down," he barked at her. Everyone freeze. Cody, Brett, and Skylar immediately stepped back, innocent expressions replacing sneers. Phones disappeared into pockets. "Officer," Cody said, his voice dripping with fake relief. "Thank goodness you're here. She just went crazy and attacked us." "We were just walking by," Brett added quickly. "She came out of nowhere." Madsen's gaze swept the scene. "Young lady, put your hands where I can see them." "They attacked me," Amara protested. "Check the security cameras. Check their phones." "I said hands where I can see them," Madsen's voice echoed sharply. He grabbed his radio. "This is Chief Madsen. I have a juvenile assault suspect contained in Service Corridor B. Backup requested." Through the door's window, Maya caught Amara's eye and mouthed 2 words. "She's coming." Across town, tires squealed against pavement as a car engine roared to life. Lena Wells had received Maya's call, and nothing would slow her arrival. Lena moved through the mall with measured strides, her combat boots silent against the polished floor. Years of Special Forces training showed in every controlled movement. Shoppers parted before her purposeful advance. Through the service corridor door's window, she saw Officer Madsen reaching for Amara's arm. Her daughter backed away, hands raised. Behind her, Cody held his phone up, recording with a satisfied smirk that Lena's hand pushed the door open. "Back up now." The words weren't loud, but they carried absolute authority. Everyone froze. "Ma'am, this is a security matter," Madsen said, trying to maintain control. "I need you to step back." "Security Chief Madsen," Lena interrupted, her tone precise and measured. "I am Sergeant Lena Wells, retired Special Forces. That's my daughter. You're attempting to restrain without cause or witness statements. Your actions violate Mall Security Protocol Section 4.3 regarding minor detainment." She took another step forward. "You have multiple phones recording evidence of assault against my daughter. There's a security camera in the corner that captured everything. And you're about to illegally detain a minor without parent notification or proper documentation." Madsen's grip on the handcuffs loosened. Sweat beaded on his forehead. "Amara," Lena said calmly, "retrieve your phone. It's still recording audio, correct?" "Yes, ma'am," Amara replied, her voice stronger now. "State law requires you to secure all evidence," Lena continued, addressing Madsen, "including the phones currently in those young men's possession." Cody's smirk had completely vanished. He lowered his phone, glancing nervously at his friends. "I'll need to call my supervisor," Madsen stammered. "Already done," came a new voice. An older man in a blazer with a mall management badge pushed through the gathered crowd. "I'm Operations Director Phillips. We've reviewed the corridor camera feed." "Officer Madsen, stand down. You 3. Phillips pointed at Cody, Brett, and Skylar. "Your mall privileges are suspended pending review. Security will escort you out. Your phones will be held as evidence." "My dad's the DA," Cody protested, but his voice cracked. "You can't. That's exactly why we're doing this by the book," Phillips cut him off. "Hand over the phones now." Lena stepped forward and placed a gentle arm around Amara's shoulders. "You did everything right," she said softly. "Stayed calm, remembered details, created evidence." Together, they walked toward the exit. The crowd parted respectfully. Outside on the courthouse steps, sunshine broke through clouds. Maya fell into step beside them. Mr. Ruiz, the mall janitor, stood with his family, smiling quietly. Aunt Geneva raised her cane high like a victory banner. That evening, Amara sat cross-legged on their couch. The mall incident had left her stomach in knots. "How's your lip feeling?" Lena asked. "Still stings," Amara said. "But the urgent care doctor said it won't scar." Lena pulled out her laptop. "We need to document everything while it's fresh. Times, names, exact words." Amara's phone buzzed. "Mom," her voice cracked. They posted something. The footage started mid-confrontation, heavily edited. The moment when Brett grabbed Amara's wrist was cut out completely. Instead, it showed only her jerking away and kicking. The caption read, "Crazy shoplifter gets owned. DA's son keeps his cool." Comments were already piling up with hate. A news notification popped up. District Attorney Marshall Hauer had released a statement praising his son's civility when confronted with aggression. An email from Principal Brand arrived. She urged both parties to consider this a mutual misunderstanding that could be resolved through dialogue. A meeting was scheduled for Monday morning. "Mutual misunderstanding," Amara's voice rose. "They attacked me. They filmed it for fun. She's protecting the school's image," Lena said, her jaw tightening. "And probably the Hauer's feelings. Easier to push for compromise than stand up to a district attorney." "What if people believe their version?" Amara asked. Lena placed both hands on her daughter's shoulders. "They think their money and influence make them powerful. But you know what's stronger? The truth, backed by evidence, witnesses, and a mother who knows exactly how to fight back." Sunday dawned crisp and clear. Lena was already up at 5:30 a.m. She scrolled through her contacts to Aisha Porter, a lawyer she'd met through a veterans support network. Need your counsel. Got a situation with my daughter. Lena laid out the facts in clear chronological order. The mall assault, the edited video, the district attorney's involvement. Send me everything you have, Aisha said. These cases often come down to who controls the narrative first. Meeting Maya and Amara at 9 to nail down the timeline. I'll have it to you by noon. I'll clear my schedule. And Lena, smart move, documenting it all immediately. At the mall's cafe, Maya was already waiting. I brought my work schedule from yesterday, Maya said, and I wrote down everything I remember. For the next hour, they reconstructed events in precise detail. Time to request that footage, Lena said. At the mall's management office, Officer Matson sat reviewing papers with exaggerated focus. We need copies of yesterday's security footage, Lena stated. System's been glitchy. Lots of corrupted files lately. Matson barely looked up. Interesting timing, Lena replied evenly. As they left, an older man mopping the floor spoke in a low voice. Senora, those cameras work fine, but sometimes tapes disappear when certain people need them to. Lena nodded slightly. Thank you, Mr. Ruiz. Lena organized the community. Aunt Geneva rallied church seniors to write personal letters. Veterans focused on security concerns. That evening at First Baptist Fellowship Hall, the room overflowed with supporters. These are the Wells women, Aunt Geneva announced, and they need our help. The seniors would write letters. The veterans would question mall security. As the meeting continued, Mr. Ruiz hovered near the coffee station. In the hallway, he pulled a small USB drive from his pocket. Back hallway camera, he whispered. I made a backup copy before they could delete it. Why are you helping us? Lena asked. I clean that hallway every night. I've seen things. Rich kids thinking they can do whatever they want. Someone needs to say no. Back home, Lena plugged in the USB drive. The footage was crystal clear, high-definition security video from an elevated angle. The timestamp matched exactly. They watched in silence as the scene unfolded. Amara backing away, Cody's aggressive stance, the slap that sent the scarf flying, Brett grabbing Amara's wrist. Every second recorded in stark, undeniable detail. Tears slid down Amara's cheeks. They can't lie about this, she whispered. Lena squeezed her daughter's hand. She copied the footage to 3 separate encrypted drives. One copy for our lawyer, one for safekeeping, and one for when the time is exactly right. Downtown's glass buildings reflected Wednesday's morning sun. At Aisha Porter's law office, they worked methodically, piecing together the timeline. This is airtight, Aisha said. No room for their edited version to stand up. She opened a fresh document. Time for the public statement. They crafted each sentence carefully, balancing legal precision with emotional truth. I've arranged an interview with Danielle Ortiz, Channel 8 News. She's got a reputation for fairness. That afternoon, Danielle arrived. Amara sat straight back beside Lena. I wasn't going to let them make me feel small, she said. My mom taught me that standing up to bullies isn't just about being brave. It's about being smart, keeping evidence, staying focused. Danielle played portions of the security footage. Will you release the full video? Yes, Aisha answered. Tonight, uncut with synchronized audio. By 8 o'clock, hashtag Justice for Amara was trending locally. The mall's social media filled with angry comments. Veterans groups shared the video. Parents demanded answers from the school board. Principal Brandt's email arrived at 9:15 p.m. after reviewing new evidence. All disciplinary actions are suspended pending further investigation. Near midnight, Lena made hot chocolate with extra marshmallows. Mom, Amara said, remember when you taught me chess? How sometimes you have to sacrifice a pawn. I think I understand better now. We had to let them show their true selves before we could prove what they really are. Lena smiled. First win, she whispered, clinking mugs. But Friday morning brought a counterattack. News vans clustered outside the county courthouse. A man in a charcoal suit approached with a thick manila envelope. Ms. Wells, you've been served. Lena took the package. Defamation of character, malicious intent, damages in excess of $2 million. Filed by Marshall Hauer on behalf of Cody Hauer. Camera shutters clicked rapidly. Reporters shouted questions. From the courthouse entrance, Marshall Hauer emerged, straightening his tie, smirking. The timing was precise, exactly 1 week before Amara's first college interviews. Inside Aisha's office, she explained. This is a SLAPP suit. Strategic lawsuit against public participation. It's meant to intimidate and drain resources. The timing isn't accidental. They're hoping college pressure will make you settle quickly. Amara's phone buzzed. The fundraiser page was frozen, reported as fraudulent. Another buzz, email from Jefferson High's counseling office requesting urgent meeting. They're trying to isolate us, Lena observed. Cut off support. Make us feel alone. As predicted, support drained away. Maya's debate coach texted about team captain position concerns. College forums filled with warnings about controversy. 3 days after the lawsuit hit, Judge Patricia Reynolds granted a temporary gag order. No public statements, no social media, no interviews. Lena stared at the official document. The courts had tied their hands while Hauer's PR machine worked overtime. Maya's text arrived. Mr. Ruiz got suspended today. They said he violated data security policies. Maya's mother wrote, Maya needs to focus on school. She can't participate in more interviews. I'm sure you understand. One by one, their allies were being picked off or scared away. That evening, Lena sat by the church as the choir practiced. Aunt Geneva's voice soared with the sopranos. We shall not be moved. The old civil rights anthem filled the sacred space. Some singers had marched in the 60s. They knew about silence and power, about waiting and persisting. Lena remained kneeling as choir members filed out, each touching her shoulder gently. They understood about holding firm until justice found its moment. Friday dawned gray and humid. Maya pedaled her bike through empty streets, a flash drive burning a hole in her jacket pocket. She'd skipped first period. At the Wells house, she whispered urgently, I found something in the mall's computer system. Maya pulled out the drive. Remember when they upgraded the boutique software? They never changed the admin password. I can still log in remotely. She pulled up a spreadsheet. I checked the network logs from the day Cody posted that edited video. It was uploaded from an internal IP address, Officer Madsen's office computer. Silence fell. He helped them edit it, Amara whispered. Not just that. Maya opened another file. The original security footage he claimed was corrupted? It's still on the server. He just moved it to a hidden folder and restricted access. I found the creation date, file size, everything. Lena was already dialing. Aisha, can you come now? We have digital proof. 30 minutes later, Aisha sat at the table. This is exactly what we needed. Metadata doesn't lie. She looked at Maya. Are you willing to testify about how you found this? Maya's hands twisted in her lap. My parents. We can request partial seal of your testimony, Aisha said gently. Protect your identity in public records. I'll do it, Maya straightened. Mr. Ruiz lost his job for telling the truth. I can't be less brave. By noon, Judge Reynolds had approved an immediate subpoena for all mall security system records. Aisha's team swept in with IT forensics experts while Madsen sputtered excuses. The mall's head technician, faced with potential charges, broke quickly. Officer Madsen ordered me to restrict access to the original footage. Said it was a privacy issue. Then he had me set up video editing software on his workstation. Against policy, Danielle Ortiz from Channel 7 arrived just as Madsen was escorted out. Despite the gag order, she could report objective facts. The camera caught Madsen's face, no longer swaggering, but ashen with fear. Inside the security office, forensics teams worked methodically. Every file, every log entry told the same story. Coordinated effort to destroy evidence and smear a victim. The courthouse hummed with tension. Every wooden bench creaked under spectators. Veterans in pressed uniforms. Church elders in Sunday best. Students wearing stand with Amara buttons. Judge Reynolds entered, her face stern. I've reviewed the complete evidence package submitted by the defense. Officer Madsen shuffled forward in civilian clothes, stripped of his uniform. Explain to this court why you claim the original security footage was corrupted when it clearly wasn't. Your Honor, there was an oversight. An oversight? Judge Reynolds leaned forward. The IT forensics report shows you specifically directed the mall's technician to restrict access, then used mall resources to edit footage that was later used to defame Miss Wells. That's not an oversight. That's deliberate manipulation of evidence. Mr. Hauer, Judge Reynolds continued, these text messages between you and your son are particularly troubling. She held up printed pages. Remember to say she was aggressive first. Stick to the script we practiced. This isn't parental guidance, Mr. Hauer. This is witness tampering. Furthermore, using your office's resources to file a retaliatory defamation suit, time to damage Ms. Wells's college prospects, shows a disturbing abuse of power. She set down the papers and removed her glasses. This case represents everything wrong with our justice system. Authority figures protecting privileged offenders while victimizing the vulnerable. Not today. Not in my courtroom. The gavel cracked. The defamation suit against Amara and Lena Wells is dismissed with prejudice. The gag order is lifted effective immediately. Mr. Hauer, I'm referring this matter to the State Bar Association for ethics review. I'm recommending criminal charges against Officer Madsen for evidence tampering and filing false reports. She leaned back. Ms. Wells, you and your daughter have demonstrated remarkable restraint and dignity throughout this ordeal. The law should have protected you from the start. Let today's ruling send a clear message. No one is above accountability. No amount of privilege or position can justify hate. The gavel fell one final time. The gallery erupted. Outside on the courthouse steps, sunshine broke through clouds. The crowd chanted and cheered. Lena lifted her hand in a formal salute. The veterans in the crowd returned it instantly. After weeks of enforced silence, after nights of fear and doubt, they had won. Not with violence or vengeance, but with dignity, discipline, and unshakable courage. Spring sunlight streamed through Riverstone Galleria's glass dome. New purple and gold banners proclaimed, "All customers welcome," in bold letters. The mall buzzed with weekend shoppers, but something had shifted. Security guards smiled more genuinely. Store owners greeted everyone equally. Amara walked beside her mother, scanning headlines. DA Marshall Hauer resigns amid state ethics investigation, read the top story. His press statement cited family considerations, but everyone knew the truth. Officer Madsen faced multiple charges: evidence tampering, filing false reports, conspiracy to obstruct justice. The mall board had fired him within hours of the court ruling. Principal Brandt's replacement started next week. Her early retirement hadn't surprised anyone. Near the food court, they spotted Mr. Ruiz buffing the floors with his usual quiet dedication. His reinstatement had come with a formal apology and back pay. His courage in preserving that crucial security footage had helped break the case open. They rounded the corner toward the community center where the Wells Foundation for Truth and Justice was hosting its launch ceremony. Aunt Geneva had insisted on using the mall space, right where it happened so nobody forgets. The conference room overflowed with supporters. Veterans sat beside church elders. Students wearing purple ribbons mingled with mall employees. Maya's parents chatted with Mr. Ruiz's family. When Amara stepped up to speak, the room hushed. A month ago, in this mall, I learned that truth doesn't defend itself, she began. It needs people willing to stand up, speak out, and stick together. I learned that justice isn't just about laws. It's about community. She gestured to the crowd. It's about veterans who recognize a righteous fight, church members who pray with their feet and wallets, students who refuse to be bystanders, workers who risk their jobs to do what's right. This foundation isn't about punishment or revenge. It's about changing the future. Every scholarship we give says to another young person, you are not alone. Your truth matters, and this community has your back. The applause lasted several minutes. They walked to the boutique where it had all started. The same blue silk scarf still hung in the window, the one Amara had tried to buy for Aunt Geneva before Cody and his friends attacked. It waited for us, Amara said softly. The young clerk rang them up with trembling fingers. I wanted to tell you, she whispered. You're the reason my daughter's not afraid to speak up anymore. She saw what you did, how you fought with dignity. It changed her. Outside the store, Lena paused. With deliberate movements, she unwrapped her wrist brace for the last time. The physical therapy had done its work. Her hand flexed smoothly, healed at last. What now? Amara asked. Lena smiled. Not her warrior's smile, but the soft one reserved for moments of pure peace. Now we live free, she said, and they remember why they froze. The mall light caught the silk scarf in Amara's hands, making it shimmer like hope.